And the labor cost can range from $4,000 all the way.
Yeah, some people are charging $7,000-8,000 per day. And things, so it all depends. As I say, from $4,000, so you can shop around, get the men for that at a cheaper cost. But men with experience and know if mix cement.
Yeah, you have to get them on there.
And know how to deal with the thing because.
And not lazy.
And not just to get a man to come mix. It is a strategic thing and it takes experience. So, and not just any man, you have to have man with experience.
True. So, we just come from our early morning workout. Alright, so don't judge me, okay? Work me there workout. Alright guys, so we'll come up here. You can come get some water. Because we have to be basically improvising with the whole water situation, right? Because this thing take enough water, right?
Yeah, a lot of water. We don't have a water situation per se, but we use some, we have a tank, so we just have a water truck, deliver water to us guys. We work out slightly cheaper, so
yeah, so we're up here now, and Black Lane and go on and all these things. See me for every time with him level. Level on top, level to the side, long way, level down. Like, me I go so when my up here, level and go on and so don't think me say every time. Everything I feel. You can't deal without it. Everything I feel laugh and
guys, so as you can see, we're out of the ground now. Right, we're out of the ground. Everything basically right now at least 3 block height up. Where am I the right is the fourth block. So everything gone 3 block height already out of the ground. You know?
It's like Mr. Everton, like you have a plan in your mind, like you bring up everything 3 block level, then
the reason being is try to take everything out from
out of the ground.
In case rainfall.
Oh.
Out of the ground, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And rainfall is not a problem. Rainfall is more problem, you know.
Yeah, because the side are washed down and you have to go come back, clean up. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. But that's the big fear, you know. Because if the steel work start out and you know out of the ground and it no cast, the steel work have to go take up back. Yeah man, steel work have to take up back. Yeah, all of that. Yeah. So by the way guys, as you can see, the foundation cast, right, and Black Lane start going. Basically Everton do this by himself and you just get help one day for really like, what's up? You leaving?
Not right now. I'm gonna run up to my stuff to my sister.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna leave Portmore at about 9 o'clock. Probably like an hour and a half.
Alright, no problem.
Alright?
Yeah.
Morning.
Alright, take care. Yeah. Yeah, so that was our guest. So our guest checking out today. So she just over the back window just to yell us, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. Alright guys, so yeah. As we say, yeah, the foundation up out of the ground now, right? With the ground level, 3 block height, which is basically ground level. So in this segment, guys, we'll be breaking down all the costs to get your foundation out of the ground. All right. So here we go, guys. In order to do your foundation, first things first, you have to get the guys to come and mark out the foundation according to the plan. Right? So the labor cost for that, forget to have somebody coming out to do that, it all varies. Right? And it all
nothing is set in stone. Just know that.
Yep, and it also depends on the arrangement that you have with your workman. So if, say for example, you have a contractor that give you an overall cost, you don't have to pay them separately to do that aspect. But based on our experience, generally speaking, to mark out the foundation, it will be costing you maybe 40,000 or more, and it also depends on the area that you're working with. So, yeah, so you can just budget for that. All right. You also have to. These are what you call lot.
Yeah.
So them here, the guys nail them up all around and then put the nail onto them for their markers. So
you have some
these
miscellaneous costs that you need to take into consideration, like these and the nails and wires, and stuff like that.
Right. So these nails that they put in now, they use them to basically line up the building. But even before the building, line up for the digging as well, and we're going to get to the digging part now.
So after you do all your lining out and stuff like that, then it's time for the digging.
Yeah.
That you're gonna more like where you can do two options. You can use the old tractor method, or you can use men to just line it
dig it
out for you.
Yep.
We chose to use men because everyone was more comfortable with that route. And they make it a bit narrow.
Neater and narrower too.
And
yes.
So we don't have to be doing the whole dressing up process later.
Yeah.
And that can cost you anywhere between
so like 80,000-90,000 upward, because and again it depends on the area that you are at, because certain areas are a lot cheaper than where we are here in Portmore. You know, so labor cost different.
And certain areas can be dearer now. If you're doing on rocky places, you know you have to go use a tractor.
Yeah.
So it really just
excavator. So we not talk with all permutations, guys. We're talking in terms of our situation where we are building on like dirt.
And the next thing too is that you have to also take into consideration how many rooms are there and how much dig out and walls.
How much lines.
How much lines are there.
Yes, that's what they call it.
Lines, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the lines, alright? So you have to take all that into consideration, because the more lines you have, the more digging have to be done, and the more it's gonna cost you. And it also depends on how many men you're using to dig and how long that's gonna take to do.
Right. But I mean, most of the time they give you a figure, an upfront figure to do it. So however long it takes them is on them.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
After that, then you have to get your steel work. I mean, for us, it took us maybe around two tons of steel thereabout to get that done. In terms of the steel work now, again, it depends on your workmen, the arrangement that you have. Right. So there again, as we say, some persons them give you an overall cost, and the steel work is included in that. Other persons them choose to hire steel workmen to do the steel work them separately, and them would charge you per ton for that. I have heard before where steel were concerned, probably like 80,000 per ton to tie out steel. So all of them thing here are steel work. So yeah, and also down in the foundation there's a thing in the foundation called the matting that they have to put down as well. More steel work, and that can take you depending on how many men are tying out the steel. But in our situation, we had only one workman doing the major thing, which is him, Everton. He's the one doing the steel work, and it took him probably around 2 weeks, a week and a half. Yeah. Right, so that's that. Per ton for steel, ranges anywhere from like $160,000 per ton up to maybe close to 200,000. I heard one hardware the other day selling 1 ton of steel for like 190,000. So
it really does vary. It depends on your location as well, because you have to also take into consideration transportation when you're buying all materials. So it really depends on where you are in Jamaica, the cost that you get and where you buy it. You have to just be really good at sourcing materials.
I will find that, to be honest, in Portmore, the material costs a little bit less than some other areas, because like for example us a bag of cement here where ranges from like 1,300 and add up, but in some places cement price start at $1,500. So
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Listen, that $200 there, that $200 extra there, so then add it up to all the bag of cement.
We have to buy
money.
Yeah, trust
only
me.
For money. Like you guys heard us the other day. Cement was $100 more, and it was like basically $10,000 more it costed us because $100 was added on to it.
Yeah, because of the number of bags of cement we had bought, which was like 160 bags at the time. Alright. After you got your steel work done, right, you get the municipal authorities to come out
and examine.
Right.
Then make a signature for your paper.
Right. So after that is done, you're good to go. You can start casting.
Yeah.
There are basically like two methods. You can either use
premix and you can use manual labor. Now
Right.
for this, you have to really evaluate whether it's going to be good for you.
Right.
Because in some instances, premix can be easier and it's more convenient, especially if you're in a very narrow place that physical labor won't be too, you know?
Accessible.
Exactly.
Because like for example, guys, in our situation, right, we're building out all of our yard space, but we have kind neighbors around that they allow us to use their yard space behind us. So in our situation, we could have opted for manual labor where the foundation casting is concerned.
Yeah.
But there are situations where it's like a build-up area and there's not much space. So it's virtually impossible to have the mixing done manually because the men have to spread out in the yard to get the mixing done. So pre-mix that work in that case better.
Yes.
So guys, typically pre-mix does cost more, but in terms of the added stress we have to go through, because of course you deal with people. Sometimes when you have the whole heap of man them to deal with, that within itself can bring stress, the own stress. You have to call up people, them have to come early. You have to ensure that them do the work in a timely manner.
Yeah.
Because
if it's done.
Yeah, because if you call up 115 man to do the work and them skylark for the day, you have to pay them for the day, then the next day when them coming up. Right? So yeah, we'll go to our next thing now, which is the labor cost for the casting.
So the labor cost for the casting really depends on how many men you are using and the area that you're casting. So the men, we use an average of about 10 to 12 men.
Yeah, that we use. About 12 men
About 12 men we used. So it really depends on how much men you're using for the day.
Yeah.
And the labor cost can range from $4,000 all the way
up. Yeah, some people are charging $7,000-8,000 per day. And things, so it all depends. I'll just say from $4,000, so you can shop around, get the men for that at a cheaper cost, but men with experience and know how to mix cement.
Yeah, you have to get them on there.
And know how to deal with the thing, because
and not lazy.
And just to get a man to come mix, it is a strategic thing, and it takes experience. So and not just any man, you have to have man with experience.
True.
So 10 to 12 men, well, it costs us about 70,000, right? For the labor to do the casting, right? They're about roughly.
I mean, the thing is casting stone, but it's always good when you can give persons like a preview. Okay, this happened for me, so you can have an idea in your head, you know, what could potentially happen. And then, as Adrian said, it's not only to do the casting of the foundation, which I thought was it, but you have to actually carry the foundation. You have to actually lay blocks up to
ground level.
See there?
They were ready to start running block here now. Joke. When you cast the foundation, the work not done, because as I stated before, if rain fall and wash down the walls of this thing, you have to go pay money to clean up about that thing. So casting the foundation, the work not done there, so you have to bring it up to floor level, right? So now, in terms of bringing it up to floor level, it costs us roughly 500 blocks. Roughly 500 blocks.
Yeah.
And to be honest, we didn't check the amount of material in terms of cement, sand and gravel, but it's not a lot. To be honest, it's not a lot. Probably 10-15 bag of cement to basically block up the three rows up, right? And then the sand and gravel, again, not a lot, because I'm a whole heap. So yeah, guys. All right. So in terms of the material for the foundation, outside of steel, so if we're comparing premix versus manual labor, you have to take into consideration cement, sand, gravel.
Yeah, physical
labor, plus water.
Yes.
Water too.
And I never thought about water, but that's a good one. Yeah.
Water. So we took us around 78 bags of cement, right? Plus roughly 15 yards of sand, 15 to 20 yards of sand, and around 15 to 20 yards of gravel to get our foundation casted. As we say, everywhere the rate's different, but for us, we spend roughly just over 100,000 for the cement. Right, that our as I said, 78 bags of cement.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so when you add up all of that plus the man them labor for the day, you look pan round the man them labor for the day too.
Yeah.
You look around 250,000 in terms of material cost plus 250 to cast out our floor plan, our foundation. So everybody floor plan are different, so it's gonna take a different amount of material.
Yeah.
Right? When we call the concrete company in, them they charge you roughly for our floor plan around 360,000 somewhere there about.
Yeah.
You know, so we save over 100,000 from using the manual. As again we say, however,
it really does vary on your situation, and it varies on what is required by you. So you go ahead and do your checks, do your calls in. I mean, we always say that, like anything you do, you have to get your numbers right. Call in who needs to get call in, get your estimates, and then you make a decision.
Right.
So we know that you're all looking forward to it and you're all planning to do this too. So we're, we're doing good by you guys.
Yeah.
Haven't we? Remember to subscribe.
Yep.
Road to 50K by May.
Subscribe, guys.
So we're doing good by you guys. Subscribe.
Yeah. And give it a like. I want more information. We just dish out a while ago, guys. So I'll ask you just to subscribe. Alright.
And remember to turn on your post notification bell.
Yep.
And so that you touch the one with the dancing symbols.
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah, man. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.
As usual.
Yeah.
Peace.
We're out, guys.
Well, good.